We're building what we call the 1111, the resonant core who get to co-create and shape the future of humanity. Gigi, you are one of these people, right, who's getting to experience this, but also then to share what that experience is like so that we can really tune into what is needed to be able to not just bring this to the individuals, but to relationships, to families, to organizations, to social systems, to bring planetary harmony, to literally create the overview effect in reality is really what the game is that we're looking to do, and to bring coherence to 8 billion people. But it's going to start with the resonant core. And I've talked to a lot of neuroscientists about this to understand more, because I'm not a neuroscientist, but I'm a very, very curious human being. So when I talk to them, I'd be like, okay, well, how would you articulate what's going on? And different ones would have different ways of explaining. So like some of the activations or transmissions in Resonance OS, they'll say, what's happening here is you're bypassing the prefrontal cortex. So it's switching off the logical mind within the space of that 15 minutes, and you're taking them through an emotional journey by hitting the emotional centers of the brain. Then you're creating safety in the autonomic nervous system, and then you're bypassing the cortical, which is this, basically the control mechanism, which it creates surrender. And so as a consequence of that, you see a collapsing of time there, because what happens in 15 minutes could feel like it's actually an hour, because the depth of what you've experienced in that time is actually taking you through all these different times and dimensions. And then we've collapsed it into this, right, from a space of safety, and you're now coming out like, holy fuck, where am I? Who am I? Whatever I thought I knew. And then often people are in this space of freedom as a conduit of all of that.
So you worked with neuroscientists in terms of discussion, or did you have a sit down? Did you like prong each other?
We haven't done that yet. So that's part of what 2026 is going to involve, is really allowing this technology to come into the research mode of seeing what quantum brain technologies, for instance, some friends of mine built, can really show us in terms of what's happening, because we want to be a bridge between the science and the spiritual. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza has been a great proponent of that. And, we want to carry on that great work and be able to continue to show the advances that are happening in terms of consciousness and in terms of the speed at which we can bring people into coherence instantaneously, in terms of which we can shift people from a belief system. Say, one of my favorite examples is a client who they came into a session with a subconscious belief that money was poverty. Now, the vision that they were looking to create was $4.5 million within the next couple of years. But when money is poverty, that vision was based on thin air, right? It had nothing grounded behind it. And nothing within their body was responding to it. Whereas within an hour, they got to a place where money lied as wealth within their system. And so when that happened, they saw a vision for $100 million to be created across a 5-year period. Because the ceilings collapse as to what you think is possible, the mind expands to a place beyond what it ever imagined, or just accessing what's already there to expand into. It's tapping into that unified field of consciousness, which is a dynamic force, which is allowing you to connect in with a version of self that's already created that, and then we're embodying that